Hey guys, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. The video you're about to see, we are making chicken and rice soup. A soup that just about makes you want to get well, but then you kind of want to stay sick so you can eat some more of this good old soup. So stay tuned, we're making chicken and rice soup, a feel good, get well soup. Oh, and guys, I wanted to tell you that if you're watching this video, and in this video, I'm going to boil a complete whole chicken and pull it off the bone and everything. Please, please don't feel like you have to go to that trouble. You can use a rotisserie chicken, you can boil chicken breast, you can even use canned chicken if you wanted. But a rotisserie chicken would be delicious, so please don't feel obligated that you have to boil a chicken like I did. I just happen to enjoy doing that. So I just wanted to be sure you got that before you got into the video. Hey friends, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Leslie. If you're new to my channel, I'm Leslie. I am the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I upload content mainly on cooking, but occasional farming videos, grocery hauls, try-on hauls, just day in the life of anything. You might get anything. Ministry, who knows? You're going to get it here on this channel. So be sure to hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you don't miss anything, because I want you to be a part of the Farm and Pastor's Wife family. So today we're making a feel-good soup. This is a soup that when you're under the weather, you just long for. And it just brings you so much comfort. And we're getting into the fall, we're getting into the winter. You know, we're fixing to head into those things. So, you know, you may get sick, you may have allergies, and you just want something to help you feel good. This is the soup for you. Okay, guys, so yes, I am going to be making chicken and rice soup. It's going to be so very good. Jessica, our sweet Jessica, which if you're new to my channel, Jessica is my son's girlfriend. She has been under the weather, her and her mom both, for quite a while. And, I'm going to make them a big pot of soup, and we're going to send it to them, and it's going to be delicious. It's going to be one of those soups that just makes you feel good. So we're going to get started, but first, let me show you what I got to do first. Oh, I can't show you. Dishes. Let me just explain it to you, because my phone's plugged up and I can't move it around. This past week, we had homecoming on Sunday. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys, my phone rang, and if you know, I do everything from my phone. So, anyway, we had homecoming, which kicks off our revival, and I did a lot of cooking for our homecoming. Then we kicked off our revival. Well, it also happened to be when we were selling chickens. So our catch schedule for chickens was perfect when it first came out. It was 3 one day, 3 the next. Yeah, we'd have to be up all night, but you know what? It was perfect. I got a little rest in between the 3 houses. It was great. Well, then it changed. It ended up changing like 4 times. And so we have slept. You know, a lot of times we were at the chicken houses during the night, but when we would come in and rest, we would rest in here in the living room, because it's just easier to get up. It's not like you're having to drag yourself out of bed. You're just getting up out of the recliner or off the couch. So when we would sleep, which was very little, but when we slept, it was in here. And we were just coming in. We had revival every night, along with catching chickens, along with being up all night. So we would just come in, grab us something to eat, leave it. I didn't wash anything. There are suits laying around. There are clothes. There are blankets. The pillows are messed up. My house is a mess. So before I make it, I'm going to get the chicken onto boil, and then I am going to do a cleaning blitz. Not dusting, not mopping, not anything like that. Just picking up and putting away the where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to get the chicken onto boil. And while it's going to cook, it's just going to cook, and it's going to cook, and it's going to bathe in that broth, and it's just going to do its thing. So while it's doing its thing, I'm going to clean. So I did clean after the phone rang. I did take just a few minutes and I put the dishes that were in the sink in the dishwasher, fixing to start the dishwasher. I've got my crock pot from homecoming soaking. Bryant put it in the car from church and I thought he brought it in, and then I just didn't think about it because we were so busy. I didn't think about it the whole time it's been in the car. So yeah, it's now soaking. So I'm going to get the chicken on and then I'm going to get to cleaning. Okay guys, I'm going to show you what I'm going to be cooking. This is just a young chicken, and so I'm just going to open it up. I'm going to check its cavity, make sure they didn't stick anything down in the cavity, and put it in my pot, put some water on it, and get it to boiling. Now we're going to talk about washing your meat. I do not wash my meat. The only meat I wash is like a pork chop with a bone in it. And the only reason I'm washing it is to be sure there's no bone shards left on it. So I'll explain that and why I don't wash my meat, and tell you a little bit about that when I come back. Okay guys, so before we talk about the washing of meat, let me go ahead and I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half, maybe more, of this chicken bouillon. If you have chicken base, that works good too. In fact, I'm gonna just make it 2 tablespoons. There's lots of sodium in here, so you don't have to add much salt after this. In fact, I'll wait and taste it after the chicken is cooked to see if I need to flavor it up some more. I'm out of onions. Normally I would slice up some onion in here and cook with it, but I'm going to sprinkle in some onion powder since I'm out of onion. I'm going to put in just a little bit of celery. This is celery salt. I don't want to put much because it is salt. So poultry seasoning. I put a good amount of poultry seasoning, really good amount, and a little bit of extra sage. Now I'm going to cut up a celery stalk just like in half and cook in there with it, but I'm going to add chopped celery to the soup. So right now, just for flavor, I'm going to grab a celery stalk and put it in. Okay guys, so just hear me out. Hear me out. I was raised washing meat, and I washed my meat up until just maybe 5-6 years ago. I'm not sure. And then I really got to thinking it through, and I thought, well, this is kind of dumb. I mean, and I'll tell you my thought process in just a minute. But I had a thought process on it, and I thought, well, this is dumb. There's no point, and you're maybe washing off some good flavor in the process. So, and I'll tell you my thought process. Anyway, but I got a little backlash for, you don't wash your meat? Oh, great, you know. And I thought, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should go back. So I went to looking, and I went to the CDC website, and they actually encourage you not to wash your meat. They say it's more contaminating if you do wash your meat, and you can spread it throughout your kitchen. Now, anytime I work with chicken, I immediately wash my hands. Immediately wash my hands because yes. But now let's go back to my thought process. Okay, when we are around germs or we think we've been exposed to germs on our hands, we wash our hands, right? And we wash our hands with antibacterial soap or some type of soap, right? And that's what gets, you wouldn't just stick your hands under the faucet and call it a day, because the germs would still be on there. You've just washed the liquid off, but you've left the germs. And you're not going to wash your meat in antibacterial soap, right? No. All right. Who washes their hamburger? I mean, so that's why I was going like, even though I always had washed my meat, I was like, when I really got to thinking it through, I thought, this is kind of dumb. Why am I washing my meat when I'm not getting anything off? I'm just washing off potential flavor. And so I know I'm going to get a bunch of backlash on this. I know that. I just wanted you to explain to you and tell you, Go check it out for yourself on the CDC website. Go check it out. They tell you not to wash your meat. And like I said, the only meat I wash is those that a bone may have been cut through. And the only reason I wash that is because I don't want a piece of bone cut in my throat or whatever if there's a shard of a bone left. So don't shoot the messenger. I know I'm going to get some bad comments on this, but I just want to explain why sometimes if I'm cooking meat, you don't see me wash it, because there's no need to wash it. You're not washing off anything except potential flavor, because you're not going to stick soap on it. And, I mean, you're not going to wash it in antibacterial soap or hand sanitizer or whatever. So, that's just my thought process. If you want to wash your meat, you keep washing your meat. But don't fuss at me for not, because I have my reasons for not, and I'm actually going by the CDC website. I didn't know I was, but when I went and searched it, because I thought I might be wrong, because the potential is there for me to be wrong. And so I wanted to go see what they said. And I mean, they didn't have the same thought process about washing it in soap. They didn't have that same process. Theirs was you're actually spreading it by washing your meat. So, but whenever you touch poultry or any kind of meat, anytime I deal with any kind of meat, I wash my hands with soap and water, warm soap and water, immediately. And I try not to touch the faucet. I turn it on and off with my arm, and I'll even dry my hand. This is the nurse in me, because we were taught when you wash your hands, you rinse them. You don't reach over and touch that faucet again. You get your paper towel, dry your hands, and then turn the water off. So, anyway, that being said, there's my little spiel on washing your meat. Okay, so I've stuck the celery in. I'm going to bring this to a low boil. I'm going to turn it down to simmer, put the lid on, and we're just going to let it cook as long as I can while I'm cleaning up this messy house. I also have a cake to bake this afternoon, so I've got my butter and eggs out for it to come to room temperature. So I got to get some work done and get these dishes done so I can make room for more. Okay guys, one more thing I added to the chicken that I did not show you was I added about 4 tablespoons of butter. You know, not quite about half a stick of butter. I put in there just to give it that nice velvety, and the bouillon's going to add like a richness to it, but I just wanted to add a little butter. So I put in about half a stick of butter. Okay guys, let me turn the camera around. I tried to get look at that broth for one thing. Oh my word, look at that. And I tried to get the chicken out whole. And look how super tender. It just absolutely fell apart. That's okay, because I'm going to strain this broth anyway. And we're going to get out any chunks of bone or skin or the celery or anything. We're going to get that out anyway, because I'm going to, I mean, just look at that. Look how it just fell plumb apart. That's how I got it to a boil, and then I turned it to simmer, which it kept a, you know, a very, very low bubble. And I have cooked it like this for about 3 hours maybe. And so I'm just getting out as much as I can, and then I'll strain the rest. Look at that good old piece of chicken. Ah! Okay, so I'm going to let this cool and get it to where I can handle it, and then I'm going to be sure to take out all bones, keep only meat, and we'll strain the broth. I'll wipe off the edges of my pot because I don't want that on there. Although I'm going to send it in something different anyway, but I'm going to have to put it back in here to cook the soup. So while this is cooling, I'm going to chop up some celery. While this is cooling and getting to where I can handle it. It is smoking hot. But y'all, that is some tender chicken right there. I mean, look at that. It just pulls apart. So good. I wish I was eating this. Okay guys, back to the soup, and Look what's happening. There's an open cabinet. This is a container I'm going to take the soup to them in. I'm going to strain it in here, but I'm going to put it back in the pot. I just want to get all the stuff out. So I've got my little strainer here. We're going to head to the sink, and I'm going to just strain it out. Because I want all that good broth, but nothing else. Ow! The door pinched me. Okay. I'm not going to bring you guys over here with me. There's some good meat in there. So now, real quickly, I'm going to take a napkin. I'm not going to wash it. I'm just going to take a napkin and wipe around the edge and anything down in the bottom. I'm going to get all that out. And then we'll put the broth right back in. Y'all, that chicken, I don't know why there's such, it must be the lights, why there's a glare. That chicken is so delicious and tender. She's feeling better already and she ain't even got this soup yet. Okay guys, I'm going to put this beautiful, beautiful broth back into my pot. And I'm not going to wash this because this is what I'm going to take them to it in. Take it to them in. Okay, so I have chopped up about 3 stalks of celery into little bitty pieces. I'm going to add that in here. And now is also a good time. And I may add more water because that is really rich broth. That's good stuff right there. That's gold. Like gold. So I'm going to grab a spoon. I know I want to add black pepper, but this is where I'm going to see, do I need to add salt or not? Because that bouillon has a lot of salt. If it's too salty, what I'll do is I'll just add some water. It's actually perfect. Perfect. That is some good stuff. Okay. I'm going to add black pepper. That's it. I'm going to let those celery cook. I'm going to add a little bit of cream of chicken soup to it. Once the chicken is cool and I can pull it off from the bone, we'll add it back in. Now this is chicken and rice. Let me give you a tip here. Do not cook, hang on, I don't know why that's so glary. Is that better? I think my lens was dirty. My camera lens was dirty. Anyway, and there was some good fat in that because my lips are smooth. Maybe I shouldn't have added the butter, but that butter gives it such a silky richness. And we'll cut it in just a little bit. I probably will add just a little bit of water because that broth was really rich in flavor. I may just leave it off for a little bit and skim any fat off the top. I may do that, stick it in the refrigerator and try to skim some fat off the top. But let me just say, I don't know what I was saying. What was I saying? I'll have to go back and look and see what I was saying. Oh, let me give you a little tip. The rice. Do not, you could definitely pour your cold rice in here, cook it in here, but don't do that. Cook it in a separate pot and add it right before you leave because it gets gummy when it cooks in this liquid. If you cook it separate and then add it, it's just rice in the soup. It's not going to be soaking up the stuff and becoming gummy. So, cook it in a separate pot, put it in here right before you serve it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the rice, put it in there right before we take it to her. We'll see if Caroline will ride with me to take it to her. So, yeah. Yep. We're doing good, and I've done good. I've made a cake and I've made almost a whole pot of soup. So I boiled a chicken anyway. It's all right. Thank you. We'll be back in just a second. Okay, y'all, let me tell you what I did. I poured back the broth in that plastic container, stuck it in the refrigerator, and I'm going to let it get cool, and I'm going to skim off any excess fat off the top because that was the butterball bird. I mean, she had some good yellowing fat on her. So anyway, I want you to look at this pile of chicken. Look at this. This is a deep pie plate, and it is full and mounded over. And I didn't even do the legs yet. Well, I think I did one leg. And there's tons of meat. Look at all this meat right here. Tons of meat right here that I'm going to leave for Bryant to nibble on. And I'm going to wrap this up so it doesn't get dry. And we're going to, after I can skim some of the fat off the broth, we're going to put it back in here, cook the celery in it, and then finish it up. Y'all, there is nothing, I think the most domesticated or most homey cook I feel is when I cook a chicken in a pot like that. I absolutely love boiling a chicken and pulling it off the bone. I love it. I absolutely love it. And don't know why. I don't know why it's so special to me. But anyway, it is. So, all right. I'll bring you back when it's time to skim the fat. And we'll get the broth cooking again. And we'll be putting this soup together and delivering it in just a little bit. Okay, guys. The camera just came on as I was moving it. Anyway, let's look right here. The broth is absolutely perfect. I did add about a teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm going to add in a can of cream of chicken. I'm going to add in one first, and we'll see what the broth looks like after I add it. If I feel like we need more, we can definitely add more. Cream of chicken. I can make my own, but I just like keeping it on hand with the canned stuff. All right, let me get a whisk, and I'm going to whisk that down just a little bit. I'm splattering it. Alright, I believe I am going to add, I like mine just a little bit creamier than that. So I'm going to go in with another can. And I normally use, and y'all, you can see, you can tell I buy off-brand. But if you have a specific brand you are partial to, then by all means, stick with that. Y'all, this is my daughter's favorite soup. Now, Jess's favorite soup, which is who I'm making this for, her favorite soup is broccoli and cheese. But I thought that might be too heavy on her since she's not feeling 100%. I'm going to turn the burner back on just... Why won't it turn? There it goes. And that's about the color I like it. It's still thin like a broth, but it's got just a slight silky, creamier texture because of the chicken soup, cream of chicken soup. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the chicken. And we're going to start putting this in there. And I'm going to load it up with chicken because I want her to get better. So we're going to put plenty of chicken in here. Let me give that a stir and see. Yeah, I can go more. I can put all that chicken in there. I didn't put all the dark meat because I can't remember if she likes dark meat or not. Oh my goodness, this soup, it is just about ready. All I have to do is get the rice cooked off on the side. I'm going to cook it in a pot over here on the side. Put it in at the last minute. Heat this back up. Then put the rice in at the last minute and deliver it. So this soup is almost done. And it is delicious. Okay, let's see. Do I need to go over anything with you? So all that was I cooked the chicken, made its own broth. I did add some chicken bouillon to it. You could add chicken base if you don't have that. I added some poultry seasoning, some some onion powder, stalk of celery, some sage. Just added the black pepper. And it's delicious, y'all. Not that I wish I was sick, because I don't want to be sick, but wish somebody make me a pot of this. Yeah, I do. But I can't have the rice. But it sure is good. It sure is good. Okay, so I'll bring you back. I'll show you how I make the rice, and we'll add it, and then we will head out in just a little while. Okay guys, in this pot right here, I have 3 cups of water going. Now if you're using regular traditional rice, you're going to use, if I was using 3 cups of water, I would use, it's 2 to 1, so I would use a cup and a half of rice. So like 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. But I'm going to use minute rice. I didn't think I had any, but I did. And I think it just kind of holds up better in this soup. So it is 1 to 1. So 3 cups of water to 3 cups of rice. So what I'm going to do is when this comes to a boil, I'll pour the minute rice in, stir it. It's still just rice. There's nothing wrong with minute rice. They just have dehydrated it really good, and so don't think that it's not rice, because it is rice. But as soon as this comes to a boil, I'll pour the 3 cups in and put the lid on and just let it sit. Then pull it off the heat, turn the heat off, let it just sit, and then I'll scoop in the amounts I think I need in the soup when it's ready. Okay guys, I've added the rice in, and I put all of the rice that I had made. Bryant's going to stir it up, and he's going to fix him, look at that. Oh, he's going to fix him a small little bowl so he can taste it for you. And yes, y'all see it's steaming hot. Yep, he's going to burn his mouth.
Yep, that's exactly what that means. Look at there.
So we have it, I was just going to leave the spoon in. Yeah. We're going to deliver this. I've got her a box of crackers. We're going to stop by the store and get maybe some fruit and some flowers and deliver.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Got a great flavor. The celery is not overpowering, but you can actually taste a little bit of it.
It gives a good flavor, but it's not too much.
Yep. And the chicken is phenomenal. Really good.
All right. This is what we have when we don't feel good.
You don't even need crackers.
Oh, you don't even need crackers.
No, because I'll drink the juice.
Look, he's going to town. He's already had supper.
Yep. I've already. Don't watch this.
Oh, come on. Let's see it. Okay, guys. Well, we are fixing to deliver. I'll see if I can get her to come to the door. We'll see what she looks like and see. If not, I'll come on and tell you bye. Okay, guys. Bryant and I delivered the soup to Jessica and her mom. And I just, on the way over there, decided I was not going to film because I just knew she felt bad. They both felt bad. And I know how I feel when I feel bad. I don't want anybody filming me. And although I know she would, because she is a huge supporter of my channel, But I just thought the right thing to do was not to film her. But she did send us a message, her and her mom both, that the soup was delicious. So y'all be sure to try this soup. It's a good one. Thank you guys for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.